All right, it seems that anything that goes wrong in finance today is being attributed to the looming potential for inflation. Experts are talking about hyperinflation. Personally, I think these fears are overblown, but that doesn't mean that we can ignore inflation. It doesn't mean that we ignore consumer price indexes. What we do is we incorporate the loss of value of government currencies. We incorporate that into our analysis. And so we do that this month. I update a chart of British equity prices that are priced not just in pounds, but also denominated in producer prices and also in gold. And I almost never see stock prices quoted this way, which I think is unfortunate because the perspective that it provides is very useful. Another thing we look at is the British market's underperformance against other major stock benchmarks. This has become one of the most pervasive mysteries lately. Why is Britain underperforming? Is it Brexit? Is it inflation? Will the UK play catch up in the years ahead? These are important questions that I'm also asking. So I put together a chart that illustrates the FTSE against another stock benchmark. I was actually kind of stunned when I put together this chart because I hadn't realized just how persistently and how long the FTSE had been underperforming. So I'll give you my perspective on this chart and my forecasts going forward. Then I have a few little, we'll just call them anecdotal tidbits that relate to investor psychology. One of them deals with the IPO market. This is a sector that has clearly turned lower. Something like 40% of European IPOs this year are now underwater, and there's some individual offerings that are down massively from their offer price. So I'll give you my take on this because I think this sector says something interesting about investor sentiment. Finally, another little anecdotal tidbit deals with seating arrangements on airlines. I found just an interesting relationship between airline stocks and how they arrange their economy seating, their business class seating, and their first class seating. So I put together a neat little chart that just kind of shows this relationship. Right now, we'll just kind of file this under interesting and see what happens. But this relationship is sending off a potentially important signal right now. So I'll get into what that is. I think that's most of the highlights this month. So enjoy the issue.